Hi guys, my name's Rob. Welcome to my channel, Rob's Plants and Things. And today we are looking at the Philodendron Pink Princess. So I know I tell everyone, and I've even said it on this channel before, that I really don't like the Philodendron Pink Princess. Mainly because I've just had bad experiences with it, and I don't think I've grown it well before. It just always looks gross for me. I just had so many problems with it. Leaves just kept getting smaller and smaller, even though I had something to grow it on, like a pole, and I was fertilizing it. I was giving it as much good light as I could. I had like a grow light vine on top of it at one point. Didn't help. Its variegation just kept going and then coming back in like small little tiny dots and splashes. It was never like the big chunks of pink that you see on like Instagram. And I just thought that it just didn't look as nice as what it looks like when people put it on their social media. So I do think that the Pink Princess basically is like a plant that everyone kind of just goes, oh, it's pretty, and they kind of just realize it's not that great. But I was at Secret Garden, was it like a few weeks ago? I can't remember when I bought this. And she did have pink princesses in for like $25 a pot. And that is super cheap for pink princesses because down the road at another store they were selling it for $45 for smaller specimens. And they were very good specimens with a lot of pink on it. So I was like, you know what? I thought it'd be a good idea to get a plant that I basically don't like and see if I can give it different conditions and try my best with it and see if I can make myself like it. Wouldn't that be cool? I guess. So this is the princess in question. So, this is the one that I saw that I was like, can't really not buy this one because it was $25 and there were 2 plants in it. So I don't know what possessed the grower to put 2 plants in this pot, but they did. Lori did say it didn't have the best variegation, but it was good. It was good, and it has 2 plants in the pot. So, pretty good bang for your buck. I was actually kind of happy with it. I've given it some very good light. I haven't repotted it yet, which we're going to do later in this video. I've been giving it very good light. It's right under a grow light. I haven't given it morning light yet, but it does get basically the full blast of the light because if I'm going to grow this, I want a lot of pink on it and a lot of variegation. And I was actually okay with it. Like, it was growing, and like, this is a new leaf on one of the plants in there. And it is a very, very nice leaf. This is kind of what you want when you get a pink princess. Now, that being said, the pink princess that I had before did have a leaf like that when it was coming out, because this was already growing when I got it. So this is not my growth. So I'm not going to count that as, part of the journey. The issue I have with this is yesterday it literally did one of the things that I hate about pink princesses. And I will put a picture up of what happened. And I put it on my Instagram stories. If you follow me, you would have seen it. It had a perfectly healthy leaf that was opening, and then I didn't touch it. I'm very careful around this plant because I want to see if I can make myself like it. I didn't touch it, and then I came in the next day, and the leaf had spontaneously just snapped off. Just spontaneously. It had already come out of unrolled out. So a lot of people say it gets stuck as it's coming out. Didn't get stuck. It was unstuck. As it was opening up, it just decided to snap off by itself. Which has happened with me and pink princesses. So it's feeling a little bit like deja vu. But I'm very happy to keep going with this experiment. Because why not? So because it's 2 plants in one pot, and the pot is basically it's like 4 inches. It's not enough for the 2 plants to grow big, right? And it's been in my care for a few weeks now, so it's pretty safe to say that we can repot it now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to repot it, basically. So let's get to repotting it. Alright, so here we are. I just realized this is the first time anyone would have been in my, seen my living room, which is strange. As you can see, I don't have many plants in the living room because it would just get way too cluttered here. And I don't think Wes would be very appreciative of all the plants that I would keep out here if I could. We only really get very good light, like in front of me and right by the television anyway, so there's really no point in keeping a lot of plants unless I was going to do grow lights everywhere. So I'm not a fan of putting grow lights everywhere unless it's like in my plant room, because my plant room is specifically to grow my plants. And also it's just going to be expensive. So yeah. And as you can see, Lionel's watching us, and we might see Archie come across the screen in a little bit because Archie's a bit more mobile than a three-legged cat. And he likes to jump around, and don't step on that. Okay, yeah, he's coming. And the kitchen counter is Archie's domain. It's basically his counter, and he lets me use it. So he eats his food on the counter as well. It's our way of keeping the cats from eating each other's food. So, anyway, why don't we get to repotting? Now, big warning, I am a very, very messy repotter. Like, it goes everywhere. I don't know how people use these mats, like these potting things, and still keep things tidy. Like, I will be putting on the mat, and soil will end up like over there, like half a meter away. So I don't know, but who cares? I'm going to clean up anyway. Let's get started. I have decided that I'm going to do one plant, I don't know which one of the plants in like my normal setup. Now, this is a pot that my friend gave me. They're not really pots, they're actually kind of like, I don't know, he said they're pots, but they didn't have any holes in them. So I've made holes in them with my hole puncher. So, Archie, come on. So I put holes on the side for aeration and the bottom, basically. And then a lot of people have been potting in Fluval stratum recently, and I have actually experimented with it. I put a few plants in it, like my Florida Beauty, which I was having trouble upsizing because it's done nothing but just stay that size. And I've put it in there and in like a semi-hydro setup. And since then, it has started giving me slightly more mature leaves. So I'm going to try one of the plants in Fluval stratum and one in the normal potting setup. And I would like to just see which one does better. All right, so let's get this guy, girl, whatever you want to call it, out of the pot. Now, I left the label on so you can see I'm not lying about the price. It was actually like... Ooh, $25. So, I mean, without tax, but still, $25 for the Pink Princess is just absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe that was the price. Yeah, anyway, Lori prices things pretty well, actually. So, I always know that when I go to buy stuff from her, I'm getting it for, like, the best price she could put it up for. Like, she's not gonna, gouge me for money or whatever. And, ooh, this one's... Now, she did tell me to repot it when I can, because it is from a grower. She didn't grow it herself, so it's not in her mix, which, if it was in her mix, I probably wouldn't bother repotting it. Her mixes are really good. And this is, oof, it's really soggy. And I wanted this like a few weeks ago, too. Oh, it's annoying. Okay, now let's see if it's, oh, that's interesting. So, it's got two, oh. I'm always afraid of separating plants when they're like stuck together because their root systems are all like intertwined. But oh god, it smells not rot-wise, but it smells like that fish fertilizer that I sometimes use. I don't like doing this. You know what's gonna make me dislike this plant is separating, because it's gonna damage it. But yeah. Oh, and I have to wash the roots when I put in the stratum. I forgot about that. Okay, let's do this. Look, I'm just gonna have to go for it, right? So let's just. Ooh, don't like that sound. Don't like that sound. Don't like that sound. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Well, the prettier one has less roots. That's annoying. Okay. Oh well. Anyway, let's. No, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put the one with more root than soil in the aroid mix, purely because I know Fluval stratum is meant to be really good for root growth, so it should be able to catch up to it. Honestly, the Fluval stratum is pretty good. Like my little baby Dean McDowell, I rooted it in water, and then I put it in soil, and that... Archie, don't do that. Stop it. There's like a bird on our windowsill, and he's like scratching at the fly screen to get to it, which is like, you should know by now you can't get through that fly screen, but you know, he's not the smartest cat, to be fair. Okay. So that's gonna go in the aroid mix, that one. My usual aroid mix that I use, Molly's aroid mix. And the roots look healthy. Yeah, they're pretty healthy. I've ripped some off, but that happens. And I'm always one that, and I always take all the soil off, which is really dumb. Like I shouldn't. I should just leave some of it because there's no point in disrupting the roots like that. But you know, I'm not the smartest. Uh, and then this is the one we're gonna put in the Fluval. What was I saying? Oh, the Dean McDowell. It was like it had such a nice long root that grew in water. And then I'm losing roots there. And then I put it in soil, and that root, like I tried to keep it as moist as possible. I had moss over it as well, but it just kind of dried out, and I couldn't help it, and it didn't grow either. So I was like, oh, screw it. So I just put it in the Fluval stratum, and it's growing a new leaf without growing any root. Like that old root has basically like just died off, and I can't see any roots growing. I haven't taken it out of the mix, so there might be roots growing, but there's a new growth coming out. So I was like, oh, screw it. I'm just gonna leave it in there. So everything I've had in the Fluval has liked it. Like this, I have a King of Spades stump that I got for free from Heather at Repot Plants, and it's now got 2 growth points from it. So that's exciting. Anyway, I'm going to wash the roots of this dude and then come back. Okay, so I have washed as much of the soil off as I can. I don't like to be too aggressive. I used to be super aggressive, and then a lot of my plants would like tank and then have to come back because, you know, basically you're just destroying and disturbing all the roots, and then they go through root transplant shock. I don't want that to happen. So I've been as gentle as possible, but you can see I've got most of the soil off, I think. I think I got a good amount off, basically. Oh, it's not soil on my hands. So there, got most of it off. And now we're gonna pop this one in the stratum. I'm using that pot again. And if you guys don't know what Fluval stratum is, it's like this new thing in the plant community that people are using to like grow plants. I don't know if people are using it to grow plants, but I know people are using it to root plants. But I think some people do grow some in there. Some people are having really good success with Hoyas. I am not messing around with my Hoyas. I just basically do what Lori tells me. But Fluval stratum, I've had some good results so far. I mean, it's only been a few weeks. But I did buy this on a whim. I spent so much money on plant stuff this month. Oh, so upsetting. I'm trying to stop, like, prevent a thrift infestation from continuing. So that's fun. But anyway, this is Fluval stratum. It's normally in stratum tanks, or whatever, Fluval tanks. And apparently it's got, like, the ideal pH for plants and, like, micronutrients and, like, nitrogen or something like that, which is essential for plants anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it in there. It's probably a bit of a big pot, but I don't mind just waiting and seeing. So what I'll do is I have a scoop in here, I think, yeah. So I'm going to, as Lana stares at us with his sleepy eyes, I'm going to make a base layer of like, I think like an inch or 2, I think, so that I can, Archie thinks this is his food. No, Bubs, it's not your food, okay? It's not your food. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And now he's interested in the ring light. No, sweetie, it's not your food. It's not your food, okay? It's not your food. Can you move out of my way? Thank you. Thank you for. He closed the app that was recording. Anyway, yeah. So I put like, is that an inch? I don't know. I don't really look at inches, but yeah. So that's about an inch, I think, inch and a half maybe. And then what I'm gonna do is because I want to be able to have like a water reservoir at the bottom. I'm gonna do that. Pop that there in the center. I'm gonna fill it up with stratum and then give it a nutrient solution. Today, I go back and forth between what I use for fertilizer. Today I'm using the Schultz liquid plant food. I don't know why, but like, I just kind of like change up what I use once in a while, you know, thinking maybe like the different like You know, normally I use like Marfil and this really amazing, smelly as hell, um, plant fertilizer that Lori stocks, but it's really good. But sometimes I do use the synthetic ones purely because I think sometimes it might give plants that are a little bit a bit of a kick in the butt. And I do use it on my Hoyas because it's higher in the phosphorus. Yeah, the potassium, sorry, not phosphorus. NPK. No, wait, no, it's not. It is phosphorus. What am I saying? K is potassium. Oh my god. I have a background in biomedical sciences, and my lecturers would be so ashamed of me today if they, if they knew what I was saying. Okay, so I mean, I also haven't touched that stuff in years, so it's like forgivable because I never really worked in the industry. I did the qualification, then I went to physiotherapy. Okay, so we have that in there, right there. And I don't know. Oh, I should have checked if I could see the roots. I cannot. Oh, I can. You can see some roots there. So that's that. Super easy. I can see why people like semi-hydro, and I loved it at one point, because it's super easy to pot stuff up. It's not as messy. You don't have to worry so much about like constant making watering's quicker because you just have a bit of a reservoir, so you can water into the reservoir. But I just had such a bad experience with that crappy like off pond mix that I was just like turned off it. I was like, no, I know how to work with soil, so I'm gonna keep using the soil. I just didn't want anything bad to happen. So with this, it says, pretty sure it's like 7 drops of it per liter of water. I half it. No, I do less than that actually. I think I'd quarter it. So I do 2 drops for a 1.8 liter watering can, which, as you can see, pink. This is why people get so shocked when they find out I don't like the pink princess, because they're like, but you love pink. I just don't think it's a great plant. I just think it looks nicer on social media than it does in person. Granted, this is a very nice specimen, so what do I know? But yeah, so what I'm going to do is a light watering because I don't want to go over. I don't want to like have the water into the roots area. I want basically you want it to just kind of pull up the water from the reservoir area. I think that's enough for now. So that's what we've got in terms of water reservoir. Maybe a bit more. What's the worst that could happen? You know, I kill a plant I don't like. What else? That's fine. I think that's okay. That's good. Yeah, it's okay. It's definitely right. So, I will show you where I'm going to put this later after I put the other one up. But that is the one with a less extensive root system. So I was happy to put it in stratum because, stratum's meant to be very good for roots. So we'll see. We will see. Okay, so now we're going to pot up the other one that pissed me off by spontaneously losing a leaf in aroid mix. Now, I have said I use Molly's aroid mix. This is my last bag of it before I try another mix. Actually, I've tried the other mix. Tropicature plants make a really nice aroid mix, and I really like the sample they gave me. So I kind of want to get a big bag to see if it's the same and how it is. It's really nice. My Florida's loving it. My Florida green. And they are in London, so I get it quicker because it's like literally it's like an hour and a half drive away. So I could even pick it up myself. But also the shipping is just like the next day. So it's easier if I'm like in a pinch. And I will be putting it in this pot there that I made my own holes in. And that one, I don't mind it going all the way to the bottom, but I'll put a little bit of a base. I'm about to get really messy right now. So this is going to be fun because I grew up as a kid that hated touching dirt. Like I wouldn't even like walk on grass without like proper shoes on. So it's funny now that like I rock climb and like and pot plants bare hand, my bare hands. And what I'm gonna do as well is I'm gonna put my great white Myco in there because I absolutely adore this stuff. It's amazing. It smells like mushrooms, which I like. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Actually, I don't know if you can. And what I do is I'm a bit excessive. Like I just like. That's such a waste. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. It's there. Just mix it in a bit there. And then I also put it on the roots a little bit, but I try to be a bit more conservative with it, but you know, I'm an idiot. And I am. And I'm also very clumsy. So like, I'm always dropping plants. Like I dropped my Phalaenopsis and it just went everywhere today. It was so upsetting. Oh well, anyway. Yeah, so that's why I'm messy. But actually, I have not made a big mess here today. So I'm proud of myself for that one. And what we're going to do is we are going to fill it in. So, yeah, okay, there we go. So, this is where it's going to get messy because this is, yeah. Okay. And I always find when I repot, I do lose lower leaves because I tend to pot it deeper than what they are because they grow out, right? So then they get a little bit fluffy and top heavy. I will give this like a pull to climb up eventually. I just, you know, at the moment it's not climbing anyway, so there's really no point. I want to wait to see aerial roots coming out. And I've seen people grow big ones on just like bamboo poles, so you don't even need like a moss pole for it to size up. I mean, says the person who gave things a pole like back in Australia and it never sized up. But if I've seen it done, it means it can be done. I think, you know, we'll see. There. I'll put it there. I tend to like to press it down a bit. Just keep it, you know, nice and solid. Like, one thing about the iridescences, like the white princess and the pink princess and the white knights and the whatever, what you have you, they tend to like come out of the pot, like the potting medium a lot. Like, it's really annoying. Like my white princess, I absolutely love it. It's doing well. But it's like, it's constantly like coming out of its potting medium. And it's like, stay in there, you idiot. Like, why are you doing this? Like, do you not want to live? I don't understand. But yeah, so. And then what we shall do is, we shall water it through. I'm very impressed with how tidy I am today. Like, this never happens. Normally there's like soil on the floor. So, might be too early to speak though, so we'll see. Oh, there was once I spilled this everywhere. It was so upsetting. That's why I ran out. I had to order more. Okay, so, then what we're going to do is we will water it in. And then we'll pop it where we want it. This is going to go out. Okay, this is where it's going to get messy. Because I'm not near the sink. Which is really stupid of me. Oh, no, I have this. Okay, so we're going to use the old, whatever pot that I put it in. Oh, that really works! Oh, I'm so excited! I didn't know that it fit. It fits in that thing there. Oh, that's so perfect. I can just water it and leave like some moisture in there. Oh, I like that. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to water it through. As you see, my concentration face. My concentration face. There we go. Now, one thing I love watching like the moisture just like go through the soil. It's really fun. And like just going like, why aren't you going through that side? Let's water that side. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Nice. Wait, let's see. I might have to empty some of the water. It's really gone all the way through. I like that. I kind of like the way that looks, actually. It's a bit of a waste for this, but what else? That looks really nice. What do you think, Lionel? It just stares at me. Yeah, so that's gonna be... that's what it's gonna look like for now. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty some of that water out, and then I will show you where I'm going to put them. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think maybe this one will go in the window. I don't know. Yes, Archie. Cats. Stop it. Hey, no. No. Yeah. He has like a scratching post, like a scratching cardboard thing right on the stairs. And the stairs carpeted, but he decides to scratch the carpet right next to the cardboard thing that I know he knows how to use because he uses it all the time. I don't know. He does that stuff to annoy me. Anyway, what else? I will show you where I'm going to put it. Okay, so this is my Hoya window. So what I'm going to do is this spot over here get some morning light. It's more morning light on that side, but I don't know how sensitive this is going to be. So I'm going to put it right... I think this one I'm going to put, like... please don't drop anything. There we go. Gonna put it there. And that gets really good morning light. So fingers crossed, this thing grows well and is actually gonna change my mind about this plant, which honestly at the moment, not looking so good, but we'll see. And then we also have another spot for the other pink princess, which is in stratum. Okay, so this is my super budget greenhouse. I bought like a small like glass shelf, like an IKEA glass shelf that I've basically sealed up. It's not the same as you know, like the Millsbo cabinet or anything, but it gets the job done for now while I save up for it. And these lights are gonna be right on it. You can see I have other stuff in stratum that's growing there. My pothos is growing, my mandula is growing really well, and this is gonna get basically all that light from here and here. It doesn't look like it now, but it also gets afternoon light as well. And hopefully this one does well too. So we'll see. We will see. We get to compare now though. So that one versus the other one. Okay, so that is the start of my little pink princess adventure. It's a bit messy now, so I have to clean up. But yeah, so I'm basically trying to see if I can change my mind on a plant that I don't like. And I'm giving it the best chance that it has to change my mind. And I think in like 3 months I will know. So, you know, this is probably the first in the series. Stay tuned if you enjoyed this little piece of content. It's a bit different than my usual stuff. Then like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to see more and to see the progress of whether I end up liking the Philodendron Pink Princess. I don't think I will, but like I'm willing to eat my words.